Hey everybody, this is Greg Gossett from Gossett Trading and Mentoring Live, and today is Monday, March 15th, 2021. We are in the first day of a new trading week, and we are in the last hour of the current trading day. The last hour is my favorite time of the day to make my buying and selling decisions because during the last hour, the large financial institutions come in, they take control away, the price control away from the day traders and the algorithms. I consider what they do at the end of the day the best indication of what's to follow in the long run. So I like to make my buying and selling decisions based upon what the large financial institutions do right before the close. So thank you all for coming today. It's always nice to see everyone. I appreciate you coming here, spending your time here. And I hope that the time you're spending here has been helpful and helping you learn a little bit more about your trading and your investing. So currently the markets, the Dow Jones up 62 points, up 0.2%. So not a big day on the Dow. The Nasdaq's having a good day, however, up 91 points, up 0.68%. The S&P is up 12 points, up 0.31%. So we are green across the board, and the market came back because it was quite weak earlier in the day. So this is the plan for today. First of all, we are going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer. Secondly, we're going to come back, take a look at my current positions, talk about when I bought them, why I bought them, how I'm going to manage them going forward. I did not have any day trades today, not even one. I had some people over and I didn't have time to day trade, so I won't have any of those to show you. But then after that, we are going to go over to the board and we're going to take a look at your current positions. If you're a current student or past student of mine, you're able to put your positions up on the board, and it looks pretty green over there. A little red, a little green, but a lot more green than red. So we'll go through and we'll take a look at those and we'll see how everyone's doing over there. After that, we're going to talk a little bit about trader psychology, my favorite part of the day, talking about what is most important, and that is your psychological makeup and whether or not you can create a plan and follow the plan. That is the key. And that is your number one skill in trading. If you're having challenges with that, you need to develop it. Whether you have a family member, friend, husband, wife, spouse, whatever, if you have them take a look at your trading results each day, I guarantee you're going to be a better trader just because you're going to be just because you're going to have someone looking over and you're having to be accountable to them. So it's a good little trading hack. If maybe you should give it a shot. So we're going to talk about trading psychology. After that, I have 3 requirements before I'm looking to enter into a new trade. First, as always, I need to have a combination or confluence of indicators lining up on multiple time frames. That is extremely important. That shows that there are different groups of buyers coming in at different level or at the same level on different time frames. If you do that, you will put yourself in the best position to have a profitable trade. Secondly, risk reward is extremely important, in my opinion, extremely important. You have to be able to, for your risk standpoint, you need to be able to risk, like say $100, but you need to be able to make 200 or more to the upside based upon support below you, based upon valid resistance above you. It's a key component. And then number 3, please always take a few minutes before you hit that buy button. Ask yourself, is this really a good trade? Is it really worth taking? Is there an edge here? Is the risk to reward ratio good? Do I have other positions that are already highly correlated to this? Am I just adding new risk, right? Those are the intangibles, but the devil's in the details with trading, and those, in my opinion, are the details. So I do have a handful of potential end of day candidates today. I will, as we get closer to the close, I will go through that and we'll look at multiple time frames. We'll look at multiple signals. We'll look at risk to reward. And if I find something that looks good by the end of the day, I will go ahead and purchase it before the close of the market. After the market closes, if you have any questions for me, please let me know. I'm happy to answer them. If you have any stock symbols that you would like me to look at, go ahead, put them in the chat, put an emoji by it so I know it's time sensitive. And I will try to definitely get to those before the close of the market. And then lastly, if any of my new students, or excuse me, not my new students, well, my new students or my current students or my old students, if they have any new entries or exits for me today that they'd like me to update on the board, if you could just please wait until after the market's closed. So I'm done trading, pressure's off, and then we'll spend as much time as we need, okay, to get those all updated. So that is the plan for today. Hang tight. I'm going to run the U.S. legal disclaimer, and I will be back in about 40 seconds. Thank you. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Please carefully read and or listen to the U.S. government required disclaimer before watching this video or live stream broadcast. The video link and disclaimer text are located in the description section of this video or live broadcast, here and here. Thank you so much. All right, well, let's take a look and see who is here today. Johan is here. Good to see you, Johan. Dan's giving me the peace sign. Oh, not just me, but to all. Peace to all. Peace right back at you, Dan. Lova is here. Good to see you as always, Lova. David is here. Hi, Dave. Good to see you. Tracy. Hello, Tracy. Hope you and Pax are doing well. Tracy says, hi, Gosseteers. Looking forward to our lesson on Wednesday. Kamal is here. Hey, bud. Good to see you. Thank you, as always, for everything that you do for this channel. I appreciate it. I know everyone else does. Morgs is here from South Africa. Good to see you, Morgs. Thanks for checking in. Snap has a 520 crossover. Let me just check that real quick. Since I have my ETF replay up, let's see if I can back test that. Yeah, good. It does back test well. Let's put it in context though, and see what it looks like. Is it extended? Let's take a look. Oh, that's the 5-minute bar. Not bad. Does have a 520 crossover, does backtest well. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly's a little high for me. And it has had quite a large move already, but you are correct. That does backtest well, Morgs. Morg says Twitter has a 520. Yeah, I tested Twitter. Twitter does not backtest well, Morgs. Miko25 is here. Good to see you, Miko. Tim is here. Hey, buddy, what's happening? How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Ranger Trader, good to see you. And by the way, if you haven't subscribed to Ranger Trader, do yourself a favor. Ranger_Trader. This is a world-class individual. Thank you for your service, Jesse, and I like your channel a lot. You have really good posts, so show a little love over to Ranger_Trader, because he's definitely a friend of the show and just a solid guy, and really becoming a great trader and understanding the importance of trader psychology. Thanks for that, Jess. Dan is here. Good to see you. Dan says hi, Sarge. Frank says, hello, Greg and group. Hello, Frank. Good to see you. Thank you for everything that you do for this podcast, my friend. I really appreciate that. Kamal wants to look at PKI. Pretty nice. Pretty nice. Nice little close above the 10. Nice little close above the 200. I'm actually going to write this one down. I like this. Let me do a little math here. I think this is the first day I haven't placed a day trade in a year or something, maybe. I do like PKI, Kamal. All right. Steve is here. Good to see you, buddy. Hope you're having a good day. Thank you for coming. Always an honor and a privilege to have you here, Steve. You know, I really mean that, and I know everyone else does as well. Okay, Dexcom. I don't like this one as much. It still has 100 above it. Yeah, it is a higher low V1, but it's not that great. I don't like that one as much. At home. A lot of confluences of signals on the weekly. We're right at the 50. On the daily, we bounced off the 200-day moving average, and it looks like we probably went under 30, over 30 as well. Yep. One's pretty good. It's the 200 above me that's concerning a little bit. Kamal Mork says, hi Steve, BMBL is very close to 520 EMA crossover. Steve says, yes, Morgs, I've been watching that one. Tracy wants to look at FSLR. I think that one we're a little late on that one, Trace. We're right up against the 20. We're kind of far away from the 200. MACD's positive. I would wait and try to, if this could come back, Kamal, this is a good example of what we were talking about. If FSLR could come back, close under the 200 and then back over, then we would have a higher low V1 close back above the 200, which I think at this point, it's a little chasey. Ranger says, I had New Trader U in my ear this morning. I had hit my daily goal and was tempted to keep pushing it, and your tweet popped into my head, Steve. That is good. Nigma, good to see you. Thank you for coming. Mork says, Greg, yeah, I saw it doesn't backtest well. That's great, Ranger Trader. You're too kind, Greg. Wouldn't be where I am without you, buddy. Thanks, man. I appreciate that. Means a lot. Timothy says, CLDR. Pretty good. Pretty good, Tim. I like the false breakouts to the downside. I like the V1. I like the rejection of the 200-day moving average, and I like the under 30, over 30. Not bad. Look at you, man. That's good. Yes, I'm very proud of you. That's an excellent analysis. Repay Holdings. This one's a little stretchy for me. Domino's Pizza has a 520 crossover. All right, let's put that over here. Yes, it sure does. You know, that's what I like about this channel. Everyone, looks at stuff that other people don't look at, and they share it, and it's just good. It gives us better setups to look for each day with a bunch of different eyeballs out there looking around. I would not have seen any of these. So thank you very much, Steve. Appreciate that. All right, let's get over to, these are not my current positions. These are my current positions. Okay, first of all, is anyone else in this? No, just me. All right, Facebook. I did buy Facebook Friday. It had a 520 crossover. I didn't buy it. It was chasey. We came back. We pulled back. We're still under the 520 crossover. What I liked about Friday, which thanks to Kamal pointed this out to me, was we went down on lower volume than we went up. We rejected the 50 RSI. We rejected the 50-day moving average. We rejected the 10. We rejected the 20. We rejected everything. And the main reason I bought this was because it was still under a 520 cross. And then all these rejections happened. MACD was positive. I did buy it at 268.32, and it is up 2.21% today. I did hit one profit target already, so I took a few chips off the table at 27.44. So great trade so far. Merck has been a great trade. I am in this position. Gary is in this position. This is an interesting setup, very scary to buy, but the reason I bought it because we have a bottom with deep MACD bars, we have a lower bottom with shallow MACD bars. This is what's called a double bottom with a bullish divergence. It's a bullish setup. It's showing that the second move down had less selling momentum than the first, and so the implication of that is that we might be heading up, or that we might be running out of sellers, which is kind of the same thing as heading up. My trigger, Gary and I's trigger, was an under 30, over 30. Bought at 72.08, and this has been a monster trade. I sold half here when we rejected the 50 RSI, then we consolidated, and then today we blasted off up 2.12%. I hit 3 profit targets here: 75.58, 75.74, and 76.32. So this trade so far is up 5.33%. So excellent. QS. All right. Who is, I think someone else is in QS. I think Lilia, if you're out there, but I did buy QS back on the 11th at 58.41 with a nice 520 crossover. I like how it happened right in the middle of the value zone. If I looked at the weekly, it happened in the value zone too. There was a V2 on the weekly, up 7.48% today. So really nice trade. I did hit one profit target even higher at 65.10. So entered at 58.41. It's at 62.50. I'm sorry, hit a profit target at 62.50 and one at 65.10, and it's up 7.41% today. As far as, yeah, it's up 6.79% today on the trade, excuse me. SPY, all right, of course. As you know, one of my approaches that I use every day is I buy the SPY at the close. I hold it overnight, take the overnight risk. I sell it first thing the next morning. This has been an excellent month for this trading approach. I bought the SPY on Friday at 394.06. I sold it at 394.60. So not a big one, right? Only 34 cents, but hey, it still was good. Positive trade. So of course I will be buying this again today at the close, as always, selling it first thing tomorrow morning. Square. Steve Burns and I did buy Square on Friday at 241.85. Based upon the 1050 EMA crossover. This is the red line going over the dotted gray, up 2.88% today. Fantastic, great start to the trade, and I did sell. I did hit one profit target today at 250.26. Okay. Now let's take a look at some other trades here. These are for my students' trades. Not Kamal, excuse me. Tracy and Paxton did buy BYD, which is Boyd Gaming, all the way back here at 47.38 in the value zone crossover. Look at this beautiful trade. They sold half here at 55.70, booked some profits, up another 1.61% today. So excellent. We are starting to get a double top with a bearish divergence, meaning the high here has high MACD bars. We pull back to red. We went higher, less green. So this is starting, not like I'm going to short this, but I am starting to see this momentum on this second move up dwindle a little bit, and the implication of that could be that it's coming back down, but who knows? Doesn't really matter at the time. I just hope this keeps going up for Paxton and for Tracy. IWB, Steve Burns bought IWB on Friday at 223.19. It's 224.10. It's up 0.26%. Steve bought that with a 530 SMA cross. NVAX, this is Frank. Glad to see NVAX moving the right way, but Frank had a monster trade on this. He bought it at 135. He sold 90% up here when it had more than doubled. It has pulled back quite a bit, but he only had 10% left, but we got right to the 100 and we bounced like crazy. It's up 7.1% today. So really nice trade there, Frank. eBay. All right. Mamal and Timothy used the deep dip buy approach and bought eBay with a rejection of the 200-day moving average. They bought it at 53.30, closed above the 200. Next day went down intraday, but that's why that's why I at least do not sell until the end of the day. I want to see what the large financial institutions do. Closed back over, and it's been a beautiful trade so far. Up 2.96% just today. And looks like Mamal and Timothy are up about 7.47% on the trade. Excellent. Proud of you, Mamal. Proud of you, Tim. Okay, Checkpoint Software is a Kamal trade. Nice false breakout to the downside here. Bought at 110.80. It's currently 116.96. That's up 1.57%. Classic Kamal trade, up over 5%. So excellent, Kamal. Shopify, of course. This is one of our standard Kamal trades on Shopify. He's always done well on Shop. I can't remember a bad trade on Shopify that Kamal had. Bought at 1086. It's 1150. It's up 0.83% today, and Kamal is up 5.46% again on this trade. Home Depot. Okay, so this is not a stock position, but Gary sold credit spreads expiring April 16th. He sold the 220, 215s. It's 278. As long as it stays above 220 by April 16th, Gary will keep all the money. So he wants this to go up. That's it. And it's up nicely. So he is nicely up on those puts. That's for sure. I can tell. BYB, Frank bought BYB at 47.12, had a nice move up. He sold half. It's kind of been consolidating ever since then. Down a little bit on the day, but nicely up on the trade. SSCO. All right. So Steve, Johan, David, and Lilia bought Southern Peru copper with the 520 EMA crossover. They bought it here at 75.47. First day out of the gates was a monster. Just rocketed on up. Friday we had sideways motion. Today though, down. I don't know what's going on. Looks like it's barely above entry point. So technically, so down on the day, but technically still up on the trade, but kind of a big down day, but the 5 is still under the 20. Airbnb, Steve bought Airbnb on Friday at 206.22. It's currently 208.44. So up on the day and up on the trade with the 520 EMA crossover. GNRC, Steve bought GNRC at 331.64. It's 331.60. It's up nicely on the day, but just a few cents down on the trade. Steve used the 520 EMA crossover. SSO, Steve has had a really nice trade on SSO, which is double leveraged SPY. He bought it at 97.68. It is 100.98. So this is up. And Steve used the 1030 EMA crossover as his signal here. This is up 3.22%. And let's see. Oh, and lastly, Steve has another great trade on the SPY using the SPXL, which is the triple leveraged SPY. He bought it using the 530 EMA crossover. He bought it here at 80.45. And it is currently 83.34, up 3.47%. So excellent trade there, Steve. Excellent trades, everyone. Proud of you. Proud of Tim, man. Proud of Tim for having me look at that stock. Great. You know, I mean, that's the kind of same stuff that we look for in lessons, and you nailed it, man. That's a confluence of signals with that under 30, over 30, V1. Proud of you, Tim. Proud of you, really am. Tim says, thanks. I listen to videos in my sleep. Good. Steve says, GOEV Canoe has a 520 EMA crossover. How are we doing on time? Okay, I think we're okay. Canoe, huh? Yep, it does. This one's a touch high for me. Rejected the second ATR channel. I mean, it's still a valid. Very likely. I think it probably will get up to about 1771. I've noticed if we come back into the value zone with a bar that's larger than 1 ATR, way more times than not, you will at least get that first ATR channel. That one's just a little extended for me. I mean, obviously it's been extended, but who knows? Could keep going up. Frank. Okay. Let me copy this for Mr. Frank. Trading may not be a boxer's bout, but sooner or later, markets throw punches that can knock you out. In the ringside noise, a voice will shout, "Sorry, kid, too bad. This is the way you had to find out." Wow. Look at this. This is fantastic. I love the mode, putting it into the sports mode now. Frank, just unreal. Thank you, sir. Trading may not be a boxer's bout, but sooner or later, markets throw punches that can knock you out. In the ringside noise, a voice will shout, "Sorry, kid, too bad. This is the way you had to find out." My gosh, could we get some clapping for Frank on that one? It's unreal, Frank. Like you have such a gift. Wow. Lilia, hello, my friend. Good to see you. I enjoyed our Skype call on Friday. I really did. And Lilia says, "Hi, Greg and everyone. Yes, I am in QS as well." That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So let me get your name up here because we're having a good day on that one, right? Up 7%. So pretty sweet there. Good to see you, Lilia. Steve says, "I will be exiting SCCO today on the bearish engulfing candle." Okay, so Steve's talking about SSCO. It is a big down. The 5 is still under the 20, but Steve is a discretionary trader, so he takes some cues from the price action, and he's doing the right thing. I mean, this is a big down bar, right? He's back to about break even on the trade, but he thinks about risk first, right? Always risk first. And if he was thinking about profits, he's like, give it another day. But look, he had a nice profit in here. We're back to break even. Main thing is to preserve the current capital you have. And so Steve is letting the ones that are working for him and going in the right direction, keeping those. This is a bit of a weed, my weed analogy with gardens. It's a bit of a weed now. It's bad price action. Very likely it could follow through to the downside. So I think that's a good call, Steve. So at the end of the day, I will take that one off. Frank says, "Nice one." Dan says, "Frank, nice one. Put a smile on my face, but the message is so true." 100%. Mork says, "SQ has a 520 crossover." Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Steve and I are already in this one because the 1050 crossed over earlier in the day, earlier Friday. But yes, now you have a double crossover. You have a 1050 crossover and a 520 crossover. Nice confluence with that's what I was saying. Nice confluence with the 1050. So, all right. So listen, before we start going to work and taking a look at potential end of day trades, before we start on that, I just want to switch gears, talk a little bit about trader psychology. I have a handful of my favorite posters that are up on Twitter and Facebook. And one of my very, very favorite ones is Thomas Paine, at Trader T Paine on Twitter. I'm always very impressed with Thomas. And this post right here will tell you a little bit about his previous career, which was a scientist. Thomas was a scientist. He switched careers and became a trader, but he really brought the scientific method into trading. That's why I really enjoy his posts. And so if you haven't followed him, again, just Thomas Paine at Trader T Paine up on Twitter. But let's see what Thomas the scientist has to say about trading. "A fatal flaw in the trading process for most traders is that the fact that they focus all of their attention on pre-trade analysis while ignoring post-trade analysis. It's like a scientist, which he was, performing an experiment and then ignoring the results." Does this make sense? We all spend a lot of time looking at trades. Should we take this trade? Are there confluences? All important stuff, mind you. But Thomas is 100% correct. You should look at the trades after the fact, especially at your losing trades. And I bet what you'll find from that post analysis are the trades that did not work well for you. You bought when they were chasey or stretchy or FOMO-y, or they were above the 1 ATR channel, or the RSI was too high, right? That's why some of these trades that I looked at, potentials that I looked at just a few minutes ago, I was like, chasey. And I'll bet you if you were to go back in a few days and look at those trades, I'll bet a lot of them would be losing trades, and you'd have to analyze it and say, why was it a losing trade? And, you know, I'm big on not chasing stuff, right? And I think that's the number one reason that if you analyze your trades, you'll see losing trades is that you're chasing. Maybe you've chased it for 3 days. You know, stocks usually have one day up followed by another day up, and then the third day up goes up and reverses. So that's, I don't like to buy after 2 days. That's why when I day trade a lot of the time, after 2 big bars up, I definitely take half my position. But I think that's what you're going to find. Analyze them. Maybe they were too high in the ATR channels. Maybe the RSI was too high. Maybe there were divergences. But I think what you're really going to find out is that the worst trades that you have in post-analysis were the ones that were chasey, that did not offer a good risk to reward ratio. So thank you, Thomas. As always, buddy, appreciate your post and all the information and good insight that you bring to us. So that was helpful for me, and I hope it's helpful for everyone else as well. So keep that in mind. Take a look at your losing trades after the fact and see if you can find some patterns where you're like, you know what? I keep taking this trade and you keep losing it. So, all right. Frank says, speaking of the ring, I am in square from 241 trying to go the distance. Nice. Oh, Frank, you are in at 241? Okay, so about where you bought. So Frank, of course I do put you up here, okay? So you just let me know when you have trades. All right, let me do a quick check here. Facebook's doing well. This is a really good example. I love buying crossovers after they've happened and they've dipped. And again, thanks to Kamal, I had a great Facebook trade on Friday because of Kamal, and brought my attention to the daily, which, you know, I bought for the swing trade, and so far it's working out really well. But again, it had the 520 cross. It looked chasey to me. I didn't buy. I waited for a pullback, rejection of the 50, rejection of the 50 RSI, rejection of these moving averages, came back to previous resistance, which is now support, came back to here and bounced. That's why I bought it, right? And but up 1.71%. This looks fine. I don't see any reason I want to sell this today. Merck's just a champion. Now, I did buy this with an under 30, over 30. Never rejected. Oh yeah, it rejected the 50 RSI here. But now I'm looking at this downward sloping 50 SMA. If we reject that 50 SMA tomorrow, I'll be completely out of the trade. If I have an under 30, over 30, I have 3 things that will get me out. 1, if I move 1.5 ATRs from my entry and have it close below previous day's low, that's 1. 2, if we reject a 50, I'll sell 50 RSI, I'll sell half. And 3, if I reject the 50 SMA, I will sell half. If 2 of 3 of those happen, I'm out totally. First one happened here, right? And if we reject the 50 tomorrow, or I get a close below the previous day's low, I'm out of the trade and I'll be able to lock in a nice game. But I don't see any issues with that. QS, doing great. Rejected the 1 ATR channel, but still making higher highs, higher lows, up 7.53% today. 2 profit targets, very happy with that. And I really like this trade because of what was happening on the weekly. So that one looks fine. SPY, buying that at the close, holding it overnight, see what happens. Square trade, doing really well for Steve, Frank, and myself, up 2.93% on the 1050. I don't see any reason to change this trade here, and 1 profit target at 250.26. All right. Hold on 1 second. I can't find my pen. Where did it go? Give me 1 sec. Okie dokie, Smokey. let's see here. All right, well, let's take a look at some potentials here. Here we have Apple. We have a higher low V2 in the value zone. We closed below the -1 ATR channel. We got back into the value zone. We pulled back, we washed out Thursday's bar, and we have confirmed a V2. So here is day one, here is day two. Day two goes under day one, day three looks like it's closing above day one's close. It will have to do that in order for me. MACD has turned positive. So this is okay. I mean, it's a higher low V2 in the value zone. So not too bad. It's definitely a possibility. We're at 46.60. We have not rejected the 50 RSI yet, but we do, in my opinion, we are going to have some resistance in this area because of the 100, because of the 20, because of the 50 RSI. So it is valid. And if I did take this trade, then of course my stop would be closed below halfway the washout bar. But do I really feel like I'm going to get 2-to-1? I kind of don't on the risk to reward. Qs is similar. Again, we closed below the -1 ATR channel. We've rallied into the value zone. We had one day down. We've turned this around. This one now is not a V2. Let's see. The close there was 318.08. On Thursday, 318.08. So in order for this to be a valid V2, we would have to close above there today. Very similar chart to Apple. Looks like MACD might be crossing over, but right now Apple is stronger because it is closing above the day one's close. But let's take a look at the weeklies on here. Weekly, we're running into some resistance at the midpoint of this channel with the 5 and the 20 and the 10. PACB was working on a higher low V2, has rejected the 50-day moving average. That is not a good sign. So currently right now, Apple still looks the best. TLT. TLT's been a tough one, but I do like this trade here. We have a double bottom with a bullish divergence. We have a low with deep red MACD bars. We rallied into some green. We came back. We broke down to a new level on Friday below, but even though we were lower, look at the red MACD bars, like very, very shallow, like barely even there. That means that this move down was not as strong, even close, as this move from a momentum standpoint. Just because you have a double bottom with a bullish divergence, you need a trigger. Well, the trigger is an under 30, over 30 with a bullish double bottom and bullish divergence. And we also close under the negative third channel, over the negative third channel. So I do like this trade. I do like that trade. As a matter of fact, it's my favorite one at the moment. It looks super scary, right? But Merck looks scary also. Johnson & Johnson, higher low V1. It's 50.28 at the moment. If this closed below 50 after being above 50, I would not buy this. But in addition to that, you have the 50 SMA above as resistance. So a little concerning there. Snap. Of course, we talked about Snap. Johan brought that up. We do have a 520 crossover, which does backtest well. A lot of volume, 10 million shares of volume. Snap looks pretty decent. It looks pretty decent. It's in the value zone, so that's probably my second favorite one. PKI, nice V2, day 1, 2, 3. Day 2 washes out day 1. Day 3 looks like it is currently above day 1. And it's a close back over the 200-day moving average, and it's a close back up into the value zone, which is good as well. So MACD crossed over. On the weekly, we have found some support here. We rejected the 50 SMA, 50 EMA. Does have the -1 ATR channel above it. So I do like that one. Domino's Pizza. Of course, Steve mentioned Domino's Pizza has the 520 cross. Not a lot of shares traded there. I think I'm going to pass on that one. And I think I'm going to have to ask for your forgiveness. Give me about 30 seconds. I have to handle something at the door. So be right back. Okay. Always during the podcast. Never fails. See what else we have to look at today. BMY. Bounced off the 200 twice. Don't like that one as much. Workhorse. Big bar over here really does scare me a lot. Yeah. TGT, which is Target. A little bit of a V1. I don't like this big down bar. Those concern me. AGQ, which is silver, is having a nice V2 here, but there is a gap. It did fill a little bit. Is a fractal, meaning that we have a high with two lower highs to the left, a high with two lower highs to the right, and it broke out. And there is some volume there too. Look at the volume here today. Let's look at the weekly. Right in the value zone. Strong day. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for the 520 crossover, kind of keep me out of some of that chop. Shopify. Kamal already has that. Close over the 100. I don't know if that's enough for me. VIX. Look at VIX, everybody. My gosh. But VIX does have a double bottom with the bullish divergence. We have the big move down, deep bars. We rallied. We got some green. Now we are definitely lower than here, and these bars are not as deep as these bars. So there is a double bottom with the bullish divergence going on, although a trigger is still needed. A trigger would be like an under 30, over 30, maybe a V1. So nothing quite yet on VIX. If you bought here, you would be anticipating that is about it. You're better off to wait for a confirmation of a signal. QDEL, big down bar here. You can see we got to about halfway of that down bar. Did go under 30, over 30, but I don't like that big down bar at all. Ollie. I don't think I've ever traded Ollie profitably, honestly. I mean, this is a higher low V2 back above the 200-day moving average. This low is higher than this low, which is good, and it's a good risk to reward ratio. Looks like it has earnings coming up on the 18th. On the weekly, looks pretty good. Actually, it's not that bad. It's not that bad. V2, and it's a higher low close above the 200, which is good. So I guess I would be remiss if I didn't put that one at least on the list. And then TTCF, which is Tattooed Chef, which I still don't know what they do. Had that nice higher low V1 on Friday. But yeah, I don't really see anything here, to be honest with you. So let's take a look at the potentials here. I do like bonds, one, because no one likes them, and two, because we have a double bottom with a bullish divergence, and we have an under 30, over 30, and an under the negative third over the negative third. Snap, pretty good. Nothing wrong with that. PACB. PKI looks pretty good. And I bring that one over here. Q still does not have the 520 crossover, and Ollie. So okay. On the weekly, we have the 1 ATR channel above. It kind of has lost respect for this 200, meaning we were above it, we closed below it, we closed above it, we closed below it, we closed above it, we closed below it, we closed above it. This is the best closed above, though, for sure, because we are back over the 200-day moving average, and we're back in the value zone, and MACD went positive. So that does help there. Ollie is pretty dang good. Weekly looks pretty good. So let me do some numbers on Ollie. So yeah, my favorite ones right now are TLT, bullish divergence, double bottom, under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. PKI, I think I'm going to let that one go because of the under, over, under, over, under, over. I'll let that one go. And then OLLI, higher low, close back above the 200. I do like that. Only 393,000 shares traded, though. That's a little concerning with this big down bar. And, you know, earlier in the podcast, I talked about taking some time before you hit the buy button. So, you know, let's go through and take a look at this. I have Facebook, which is doing well. That's tech, obviously. I have Merck doing well. Oh, sorry. Wrong charts. Facebook doing well, but it's tech. Merck, you know, I sold half here. I sold another 30% here today on this big move. So not a huge position left in Merck, but that is pharmaceuticals. QS, Quantum Space Corporation, it's a NASDAQ stock. So, you know, tech, SPY, that's kind of off on its own. That's a SPY trade, overnight SPY trade. So I'm not going to really factor that in. Square, up 3.44% today, having a really nice day here. But again, it's tech related. So do I need to add more tech? You know, I've got 1, 2, 3 positions of tech already. Do I really need to? Probably not. Probably not. So with that being said, I like TLT the best. It gets me outside of equities, which I like. And, you know, I already have positions. That's the thing. And I just don't want to add too many. It all seems fun and exciting when it's going up, but tomorrow we could have a big reversal day. You know, you've seen those before. So we could have another big reversal day tomorrow, and I just don't want to be too heavy in any one position. So TLT is my favorite on the day. Beyond Meat, yeah, I looked at that earlier, Kamal. We have a close back above the 200, which is good. Higher low, close back above the 200, which is good. So that one definitely offers a good risk to reward. Steve says I can only add one position after exiting SCCO to maintain my maximum correlated risk exposure. See, that's exactly what I was talking about. In my trading account, I will have more room in my IRA with IWB. Okay, good. Quad says, happy Monday, Greg. Good to see you, bud. Frank says, joke break. My wife now leaves it to TWO two choices for dinner. Take it or leave it. Nice. Perfect, buddy. I love it. Kamal says, I'm going to buy PKI and TLT. Okay. Sunny, good to see you. Sunny says, TTCF produces frozen plant-based foods. Love that name, Sunny. Sunny and Lilia are my two, like seriously, two of my very favorite names, and I'm very glad that they're both in here. Johan wants to look at team. It's okay. It's battling with that 50 RSI right there and the 50-day moving average. So we have two confluences of resistance there. I would not, me personally, I would not buy this unless it closes above both 50 and the 50 RSI and the 50-day. Frank says the original founder of Ollie passed away a couple years ago. I haven't bought it since. Ah, interesting. Steve said I'm long Snap on the 520-day EMA crossover. Excellent. Okay. All right, we have about 7 minutes to go. Looks like we're rallying into the close. Q's getting pretty close to forming that V2. Q's making a high on the day. I'm just going to be watching TLT here, make sure it closes above 30, and I'll be buying TLT. Shop, look like it's high at the day. Excellent, Kamal. SPY making, looks like a high close on the day. So all in all, really good day. Let me put TLT here. What's the full company name for TLT? Hi, Hemi Gao. Good to see you. TLT, it's not a company. It is the index of the 20-year bonds. So it is not a company, Hemi Gao. I wonder if Lent season helps Beyond Meat sales. Could be. Like that poem, take it or leave it. My option, hey, Yas, good to see you. My option from the wife is to take it and praise it. Love it. Enigma says Treasury Bonds ETF. Yep, that's right. Okay. So I know how many shares I'm buying. Taking my maximum allowed loss divided by the value of the 2 ATR. That tells me how many shares I have to buy. So take my maximum allowed loss divided by 421. That's going to tell me. Now it's at 32.05. Is it going to hold in there? I don't know. If it does, great. If not, I am not going to buy it. But I think it's going to hold. We're going to find out in a second. We'll see if there's any end of day shenanigans. SSO, Apple, SPY, all making highs on the day. So there's some buying going into the close. All right, I think I'm going to go ahead and buy TLT right here. One minute to go. Okay, look at Square. Up 3.68%. Nice, nice, nice. Three, two, one. That's it for today, folks. All right, let me see where I got filled. I did buy the SPY at 396.41, and I bought TLT at 136.69. So I did not add a lot today because I already have a bunch, right? All right, so SPY, overnight SPY trade. Man, the SPY just keeps going up. It's unreal. 396.41. And TLT, I bought at 136.69. 69. Okay. So that was a good little, so far so good. All right. So that's it. That's it. Facebook, doing great. Merck, doing fantastic. QS, doing good. 6.76. SPY, overnight SPY trade. Square, doing really nice, up 3.74%. And the new position today is TLT with the under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third. So if any of my current or past students have any new entries or exits for me today, if you could please put them up on the board now, and I will get them all updated. But before I do that, just to remind everybody, I do teach private one-on-one lessons in the evening time via Skype. I teach a 15-hour course, which I think is a really great course. I teach you all 5 of my trading approaches. I teach you step by step exactly where to get in, where to get out, how to position size, where to take profits on 5 different approaches. And I've had some really great students over the past couple years that have done really well. And I know that if you do take this course, I know you will be a better trader when you're done. I think it's just as simple as that. So if you are interested in doing this course with me, it is $1,750, but I think it's worth every penny. It's an investment in yourself. And like I said, you will be a better trader when you are finished with it. So if you are considering it, just send me an email. The email is in the description of this video. All you have to do is send the email, say, Greg, I'm interested in taking your one-on-one course. I will reply back to you. I'll say, great. Let's get to know each other a little bit. We'll set up a Skype call. Skype call's free. I just want to learn more about you and your trading and your challenges and your goals. And it's a good time for you to ask me questions about the course. And you can also send me a message on Twitter as well, and I'll reply that way. And then secondly, I do want to let everybody know that I did create my first online course. It's the Deep Dip Buy Stock Trading Strategy. It is available now on udemy.com. It's 9.5 hours of video, 15 study guides, 26 videos, and I teach you step by step the deep dip buy stock trading strategy, which has worked out pretty well. We have had some deep dip buys recently, and it's very affordable. It's like $12 or $15. And I think it would be a great start if you're looking to look for a stock strategy and you're not able to do the one-on-one lessons. And then lastly, if you like today's podcast, I would really super appreciate it if you could hit the thumbs up button. It really does help to build the channel, grow the channel, and keep the channel around. So if you found anything interesting or helpful today, I would really appreciate it if you could do that. Okay, so that takes care of business. Now, Kamal got into TLT. And PKI. Good. All right, so there's Kamal. Now, Steve did something, Snap. SNAP. All right, so Steve got it into Snap with the 520 EMA crossover, and he got in at 63.87. All right, good luck on that, Steve. Got you down for that. Hemi Gal says, thanks to both of you. You're welcome. Yas says, hi, Greg. Paid for your course on Udemy. Need to watch it soon. Thank you. Oh, well, thank you for that, Yas. I appreciate it. I hope you enjoy it. Please give me some feedback, would you? Okay, so I have Steve with Snap. I have Kamal with TLT and PKI. Does anyone else have any new entries or exits for me today? Ooh, nice going, Kamal, on Checkpoint Software. Beautiful. Nice V too. Always nice to have a V1 or a V2 when you're already in the trade. That definitely helps things out. All right, what's happening after hours here? Not much. Apple's up a penny. Dow Jones, DIA's up a little bit. Facebook is unchanged. Merck's up 10 cents. That's good. Qs are up about 27 cents. SPY's up 7.5 cents. Square is up 7 cents. TLT's up 18 cents. Hey, hey. And VIX is up 4 cents. So that's interesting, having the VIX and the SPY up at the same time. What did Amazon do today? Amazon was down still. Interesting. What about Microsoft? Microsoft down too. About the Qs. Yeah, Qs were up nice. Wow, interesting, huh? That the bigs and the Nasdaq are down. Tesla up 2%. Yeah, should be interesting. We've come off the lows pretty well. We have rallied, but we are, look at Tesla. Tesla rejected the 50 RSI today. That's not a great sign. Qs closed above the 50 RSI, which is good, but we also have the 50-day moving average above as resistance, so it's going to have to contend with that as well. Okay, anyone else? Any questions? Anything I can help anyone with? While you're thinking about that, let me just read this real quick. If we all do one random act of kindness daily, we just might set the world in the right direction. This is by Martin Kornfeld. I love this saying. I truly believe in it. If we could just go out, try to be nice to everyone. Every day would be great, but just pick one person. Pick one person, try to do something nice for them. It'll make their day. It'll make your day as well. And if you could also go out and try to do something nice for an animal, that would be doubly as good. So one nice thing for a human, one nice thing for an animal makes everybody feel better all the way around. And hopefully, if you need it, someday someone will do it for you as well. So I always like to read that off there. Okay. Well, what a day. Up 174 points on the Dow, up 139 points on the NASDAQ, up 25 points on the S&P. So it'll be very interesting to see where we go from here. Does this rally have more to it at these levels that we're at? Who knows? We're going to find out. Oh, okay, that's right. Steve is out of SCCO. And then Johan is also out of SCCO. I still have David and Lilia in there. Hemigel says, if you have time, can you review what you mean by under 30, over 30, as I'm new to your channel? Thanks. Yeah. So one of the methods that I use, Hemigel, for entering or exiting a trade is if the price goes under 30 and then closes under 30 and then the next day closes over 30. Or alternatively, if it goes under 30 during the day and then closes back over. So that would be called intraday. So if we look over here at TLT, this was TLT's reading on Friday. Do you see? I'm circling right here. Here's 2960. Do you see how it closed under the 30 RSI? And then the next day, which is today, it closed back above 30. So that's what I mean by it. One day it closes under 30 and then closes over 30. And then in addition to that, we close under the negative third ATR channel, over the negative third ATR channel. That is also another signal. More signals, the better. So it can either go under 30 during the day and then close back above. That is valid. Or it can do what it did here Friday to today. Friday it closed under 30 RSI and today it closed over 30 RSI. Does that make sense, Hemi Gal? David is also out of SCCO. Okay. Wonderful day today. Everything was up. Everything was good. But I just want to remind everybody, it will end. We will start going back down at some point, and just want you to keep that in mind. Keep that in mind. Keep how many positions you have in mind. Keep how much correlation you have in mind. Again, the devil's in the details, and those are the details. And I don't want you to wake up and find yourself one day where you're loaded up on positions and the market took a nasty move to the downside, especially in a particular industry that you're in. Hemigal says, yes, thank you. Just to clarify, what period setting is that? That is the daily charts. That's the daily charts. But I use it on all different time frames. It wouldn't matter if I was looking at a weekly or a monthly. If it goes under 30, over 30, that's a buy signal for me. But again, an under 30, over 30 is fine, but I like when there are combinations of signals, like on the bonds today. Yes, it closed under 30. Yes, it closed over 30 on the daily, Hemi. But it also closed under the negative third, over the negative third. That makes it twice as good. And we have a double bottom with the bullish divergence. So I talk at the beginning of every podcast about having a confluence of indicators, a combination of indicators. That's why I like this trade. If this just went under 30, over 30 by itself, I don't know if I would take it. But with under 30, over 30, under the negative third, over the negative third, in the context of a double bottom with the bullish divergence, that's why I took it. Yeah, and to clarify, that period setting was the daily charts. And if maybe you're asking about the period settings on the RSI, on the actual settings, I use a 14-day for my RSI. Well, Facebook's down $1 in after hours. That's rude. QS is down. SPY is now also down. Anything happening after hours I'm not aware of? All right, everybody. I think that's it for today. Thank you for coming. I hope you have a good rest of your day. Go out, be good. Be safe, be kind, do something nice for a human, do something nice for an animal, study your charts, read some trading books. We always want to be getting better at trading, right? We want to improve our skills all the time. We don't want to become stagnant. But big takeaway, be patient, and right now be aware of how many positions you have. Like, I feel pretty compelled to tell you that for whatever reason. Kamal says, thanks, Greg. Thank you. Thanks, Hemi. Thanks, Jonathan D. Good to see you. Jonathan, I got your email. I will reply to that and really looking forward to starting our lesson, sir. Kamal says, have a great day, everyone. Thank you, Kamal. You as well, my friend. So take care. Hopefully see you tomorrow during the last hour of the market. Bye, everybody. U.S. government required disclaimer. Stock, options, futures, and forex trading is not appropriate for everyone. While there is a potential for large rewards, there is also a substantial risk of loss associated with trading. The material in this video or live broadcast is not geared towards any particular individual or to any particular financial situation and is not intended to meet the particular investment objectives of any viewer. This video or live broadcast, like all instructional materials produced by Gossett Trading and Mentoring LLC, is created and published for informational and educational purposes only. Any and all information contained in, implied, or referenced by this video or live broadcast is not to be construed as investment advice, and no representation is made that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast is an investment or financial advisor or is registered or authorized to give any financial advice. We are publishers and educators only. Therefore, the various producers of this video or live broadcast will not accept liability for any loss or damage of any kind which may arise either directly or indirectly out of the use of any of this material, including any loss of profit. No representation is made that any account or investment will or is likely to achieve the profit or losses demonstrated. We recommend consultation with a licensed and qualified professional before making any investment decision. This video or live broadcast is not to be construed as an offer to buy or sell any security, financial instrument, or financial product of any kind. Notice is hereby given that any individual or entity involved in production of this video or live broadcast or their clients may have an interest in any security, financial instrument, or financial product mentioned or referenced. Any simulated or hypothetical performance result depicted does not represent actual trading and therefore may under or overcompensate for the impact of various market factors such as lack of liquidity. Thank you.